Well, hello. It's another day and another live on Instagram because apparently live streaming on YouTube gives her anxiety, but doing the same thing on Instagram doesn't. So today we are a pet expert. So we are an expert on how to rescue animals. But there's something funny that really happens at the end. And the question is, does somebody pull the plug on her? It's hilarious. But anyway, let's get settled in. We've still got to do Twitter time. We've got to do Insta time. We've got lots to do. We've got lots to get through. And we'll see how we go. So here we are. Yes, another day, another live stream. Also, congratulations to our winners. They're all pinned at the top. We did a live today with Harrison. Wow, that was interesting, wasn't it? They say don't work with children or animals. Harrison wanted to make sure that I was aware as to whose channel it was and who was the boss. And he tried to give away my MacBook. So anyway, that video is in the playlist. Oh dear. I am usually all over the place, and as I support many creators, I don't sleep much these days. I don't sleep much these days. Wow. Yeah, he did, didn't he, Kim? He tried to give away. He was trying to give away my MacBook. So I had 3 winners, but now it's 5. That was funny. All right. So, and also, I just want to thank KJ for waiting till I got home from church to do her live stream, because I walked in my house and I noticed she was live, and I was able to flick back and record it. I wasn't giving the MacBook away, don't spirit. He can do it whatever. Hey, Rick. Hello, Rick. Yeah, so the video is there. I would have loved a MacBook, just saying. Yeah. Well, I'd like a new one. Mine's secondhand, and it's got a crack in the screen. So, hey, if anyone wants it. Plus, if I gave my MacBook away, I wouldn't have anything to stream from. So that would have been funny. But yeah, Harrison was a laugh today. So as I said, that video is there. It may disappear for a little while and get a slight little edit, but it will be back up. So don't panic if you got to watch it and it's not there. So let's start. We'll start with Twitter, because there's not a lot on Twitter today. Treasure for a cracked iPad. Oh no, I've got one of those too. Well, I intend on keeping that until I can get something else. Dominus says, I personally want to thank you, Joe, and the mods in the community for having great support in the darkest time. I'm glad I fell down the anti-KJ rabbit hole. See, there is a benefit to it, isn't there? Thank you, Dominus. It's great. And apparently Harrison announced that if I get to 2,000 subs, I'm doing another prize draw too. So he's announced that as well. So, so if you haven't subscribed, please do, because there's more prizes to give away. Thank you, Dom. It's great to have you here. So this was her Twitter this morning. So the palace never investigated Prince Andrew and his ties to Jeffrey Epstein and the sex trafficking of minors, but they will investigate bullying allegations, minor by comparison, against Meghan Markle ahead of her interview with Oprah. Oh, I feel the double standards dripping. No need to investigate the prince's tie to a pedophile and his potential participation in engaging in illegal acts with minors. But, you know, Meghan made someone cry. Let's open investigation. Stat. Someone says, preach. Someone says UK's coverage has always been biased. Catherine would be praised versus Meghan would do the same thing, be ripped to shreds. The sudden allegations against her bullying staff is I don't know the woman very well. She may be a B, but the timing is awfully sus. As much as I adore Catherine, the only reason she isn't bullied the way Meghan is because Catherine is a prim and proper white little English girl. Meghan is proud, outspoken, mixed race woman, and that scares people. Harrison is definitely running the channel, Laura. And if you want to know what Harrison's reactions to KJ's live streams are, you will actually hear him give it because I asked him. Lockdown, yes. Yeah, lockdown's been good in some ways. There has to have been a positive from it. Remember, whatever happens, we are all in this together. We thank you. Let's remember. Yes, that's right. KJ did a live on Instagram, but on YouTube it's scary for her. Yeah, I don't understand. If guys subscribing, you have a chance to win Joe's house, Harrison says. Well, it's a rental. I don't know how the owner's going to think. How is she sure there's no investigation? I believe that there's been some type. I believe there is some type of investigation going on, but yeah. Princess Kate, yes, she's Princess Kate, and she's also going to be the future queen. Hello, Cece, how are you? So then she's retweeted this party at my house. Yeah. Then she's got, remember when the internet cancelled Ellen for not being nice to staff and overall being mean? Dear Twitter, Dr. Phil is exploiting people's trauma, embarrassing and berating them and sending kids to camp where they get sexually abused and physically abused. It's time to cancel Phil. So this is how she spent her Saturday. Normalise not standing men that believe women are property of theirs and no right to say no. Normalise not supporting fundamentalists posing as celebrities. Can I add normalise putting YouTubers in their place? You need to be put in their place. I don't know. Wasn't Dr. Phil cancelled 10 years ago for being trash? Was it just me? I don't know, Poppy Seeds. I don't know. I think he has some involvement still with TV. What happened to don't attack people? Yes. She's posting lots of stuff about her dog since the document release. I have a theory. I actually have a theory as to why I've been thinking, which is really dangerous, but I have a theory why she's not streaming on her second channel. And my theory is, and I have no proof, that she didn't realize how much notice that the Saltsy was taking of her second channel, that she was a bit surprised that they found it. And so now that they've got all her lives, she's now realized she could actually lose 2 channels and not the 1 channel. However, she's doing stuff on her Insta now, and if word happens to get out to Saltsy, and if he starts putting Instagrams into court documents, she won't be able to do Instagram lives. If I was the sub of that second channel. Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's my thinking. Because at first it was only her without a crystal ball channel that was at risk, right? But now, because she was saying, she was spouting off on the Katie Joy Live. Now they're watching that, and she can't spout off. She can't spout off on it anymore, knowing she's watched. But what happens now if Instagram's being watched? She's going to be anyway. Let's get into Instagram, because this is going to make some of you really, really cross. I'm warning you, and then we're going to go to the Instagram live. But by the way, she took the dogs for a walk today. They walked 3 miles. Was it around 40 today, Rick, in Minnesota? Me, sometimes that's yes, laughter is the best medicine. She has to have at least 35. Well, she blocked me on Insta. I never said a word to her. I'm missing all the good stuff, and I want to know why she would even bother clicking my profile, seeing who I am. Thank you. Hello, love bugs. She'll start popping off in chat on the main channel. She will start, and I think she'll start doing more premieres because it hit 9 degrees today. Well, she was saying that it was a warm day today because she took the dogs for a walk. Oh, Celsius, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's right. You threw me for a bit there. Almost 50. Yeah. She said it was a nice day. So she walked 4 miles. And there is an Insta on that. Right. So this is her Instagram today. So she's got here. So she's got somebody else's wedding registry. Nathan Bates and Elizabeth and Esther Keys have a Zola registry, whatever that means. Does Dogo also have a Zola registry? Yes, I shared that several days ago. So that's her first one. Does anyone else have a dog that cannot figure out how to nudge doors open? Frida will sit at the door, partially open, but won't come in. She gets afraid when the door moves. The opening was wide enough for her to come through, but she doesn't get it. She's the only dog that I've had that can't figure out this task. She learnt to drop it down. She learnt it to drop and down in minutes, but not pushing a door open with her nose, not so much. Sharing because everyone on the channel is obsessed with Frida. So this is Frida in real life and not pushing pillows off the couch. But I thought Frida had to sit on her lap for 10 hours all day. Oh, that was really snarky. Sorry. I apologize for that snarkiness. Yeah. All right. Now I'm just warning you, if you have a dog that's an outside dog, you are going to be very offended by her next post. Okay? So if you have a dog that's an outside dog, you aren't going to be very happy. Oh, you commented on one of her Crescendo? Yeah. Okay, so if you have an outdoor dog, don't walk away now because you're going to get really angry. The palace have a policy of never explain, never complain. Rumor years ago was that Andy was investigated and told to keep away. The bullying allegations came from ex-staff. Yes. Trigger warning all outside dog owners. Yes. So Jill and Derek Dillard rescued a dog from the Humane Society. Rescues need patience, love, training, and time to build trust. They've adopted a house-trained older puppy and are forcing the dog to be an outside dog. During the most critical moments of this dog's time with them, she's focusing on making content, not taking care of the dog. Hello. Dogs are not props. And Carl and Bates just got a dog. Now they are doing the same thing. I'm tired of these creators using pets for content. Didn't you just do the same thing? This is not the country, and dogs should not be left outside overnight or while you are gone unattended. Cities have barking ordinances. If the dog is left out while you're gone, you can be fined and even have the dog taken from you for not abiding by ordinances or for neglect. Leaving an untrained dog outside unattended will, of course, lead to destruction. Dogs are diggers and curious. You either get used to them or you train them. Rescue dogs have serious trauma issues, and forcing one to live outside is cruel. Shelters don't do this. Leaving a dog outside overnight exposes the dog to elements that could cause health issues such as heat, cold, wind, and rain. I feel really sad thinking about Fenna being forced to sleep outside. They were even leaving her outside when they leave the house. The crate and dog house they've purchased is way too small for the dog. She scolds the dog and says, "You made a bad choice. Dogs are not humans. You need to teach the dog through training. Don't scold her for your neglect. In fact, leaving animals outside is not recommended by the Humane Society. From their side, the act of leaving the pet outside without food or adequate shelter often receives less attention than a violent attack against that animal. But neglect is a quiet crime, especially in these cold months. It's important for people to bring their pets inside and for others to report neglected animals to law enforcement." So apparently she's written on her page. So, and then she did say they are doing obedience classes, which is great. It doesn't seem like they are neglecting this animal. And she's a very clearly loved family doggy, although I don't agree all dogs should be left outside. Now, I did do some reading, and she's actually been speaking to the vet. They have a fenced backyard. This is reaching. Dogs need rooms to run around and play outside. It's not actually as cold in Arkansas as people think. I had an outside dog and I've had an inside dog. Both were trained and let out in the yard unattended. My yard wasn't fenced in. And she says dogs are not supposed to be kept outside. And someone says, in your opinion, right? There's no law stating this. Some dogs prefer to be outside. Your life must be sad. Without a crystal ball, what are you talking about? Not supposed to, says who? There is not a law that states it. It's better than being homeless and hungry under a bridge somewhere. You truly have nothing to do besides get petty. So Jill has been working with the vet and the rescue because about the best way to integrate the dog into the home. And I would assume, and I'm only making an assumption, that Jill would have been and said that they wanted the dog to be outside. My money is on KJ Sue's Brown by the end of this. I thought about that since the beginning. It's just so patent anyway. Yeah, that's true. Deflection. KJ, dogs are not props unless kid. Yeah, that's right. If it's true, walked for 3 miles with the dog. I hope she took V with her. No, she didn't, I believe. Just watch Susan. The dog is cute, and they have the dog in obedience training, and are taking good care of the dog. What's she supposed to have a chat with the dog? Her good grief. That's why I said if you have an outdoor dog, my grandma, she loved dogs. She always had an outside dog and an inside dog. She used the outside dog as a guard dog, and it was very well looked after. So here she goes. So she goes, Jill's Dillard rest. So she's going on again. Jill Dillard's rescue dog is digging in the backyard. She went to Google and found a tip using Cajun pepper. Most vets and animal welfare organizations advise against the use of canine as a deterrent of digging because it can irritate the eyes and swallowing it can lead to sore throats. Instead, training is recommended and providing the dogs with toys and activities to keep them stimulated. This is from someone who had their dog eat the Bible, remember? The American Kennel Club strongly advises against using canine pepper. Swipe left to set its position. Also, I've included information from Vet Street and Pet Health Network onto why leaving dogs outside is not advised. Dogs left alone for too long can develop aggressive and antisocial behavior. They are pack animals and want to be with the pack. There is a reason you all see Frida and Sweetie in my videos. I'm their number one human. They do not like to be away from me. If I can leave the house for 10 minutes and come back, both of them act as if I've been gone for months. Dogs need their alpha owner because that's where they feel safe. I'm not sharing this because I hate Jill. This is a teaching moment, and we must teach people about responsible pet ownership. Our Sweetie is from Arkansas. She was horrifically abused by a breeder. Not the Dillards. I'm going to insult them, but personally, I've kept my dogs indoors as my area is a prone dog theft. Wow. The thing is, it, there was somebody in here that gave her a serve, but I can't remember where it was. Oh, yeah, you are getting desperate for content, says somebody. But yeah. Hello, Ballistic. So, like, she's an expert. Jill lives in a very mild weather-wise. I could never leave my dog to sleep outside, but I'm not going to tell people what to do. I live in an apartment. We take our dog out 6 times a day. She would love to be For those who don't know, look up KJ's Pet from Adoption Stories on. Yes. Yes, they pee in. Well, see, I know that she said that they have to actually have the dogs on a tether or something when they go outside because they have a tendency to jump the fence, and the neighbours call the police. So our dogs, our outside dogs, they have all lived with love and devotion for 13 years each. They're 65 kilos. They can come in when they want. They should lock their dog in a room. Yeah, well, that's right. Now, she said that they're doing obedience training and she's been speaking to the vet. So if she's speaking with the vet, well, she did today, Nikki. This is definitely seriously too much peak hypocrisy. In fact, this could take away from some of those new subs if yeah, true. Oops, sorry. Hello, Christine. It did jump on me, so I apologize if I've missed you. Coach hasn't seen any of refusing to leave their snow blankets. No. I reckon that's why she took her dog for a walk so she can come back and create a narrative. Correct. You're correct, Christine, though. I think you are correct. Hello, Christine. Hello. If I've missed you, she did live stream from her house again. Sophie B, I have 2 rescue breeder dogs that are very traumatized, but I also have 2 other rescue dogs with no issues. Not all of them. KJ does too much. Why all of the sudden the need to share her dogs? Okay, so this is Frida and I are zonked. She walked me for 3 miles. So this is all about, and so guess what her live is on? Her live is on dogs. You guys know the real star of Without a Crystal Ball is Frida. Did she wear a mask? Well, I don't know, actually. Let's have a look because we've got this here.
Where I live, that is one of the lakes. So that's a lake. We're looking at a lake. And this lake is like half a mile from my house. Not even, but maybe a quarter mile. It's one of like 3 lakes. And when I say that there's a farm right by my house, that open field back there that you see, that's actually where they grow corn. And it's actually a humongous farm. I don't even know. Hundreds of acres probably. It goes all the way down that whole entire country road. So that's probably a better view, but that whole area is a big farm, big country road. This is the main country road right outside of my house.
And then she did ask me questions. So you could ask her questions. So there was a couple of, have you ever seen the Bates or Duggars in real time? She goes, I live in Minnesota and I've never been to Arkansas. This one, which Duggars do you think watch your videos? Anna and Deanna. Her favorite Duggar wedding dress. which Duggars, which Duggar had the worst bridesmaids dresses? She said Jess's bridesmaids dresses were cheaply made and poorly constructed. She bought them online and didn't care that her sisters didn't like the dresses, which made it worse. Rick, are you in the background? That would be funny. A cameo by Rick. Going out for some fresh air. Which Duggar had the best bridesmaids dresses? I love the colour and the fit of the dresses for Abby Duggar's wedding. They were elegant and sophisticated. Abby's dress was the favourite of the son's wives. And she's negating farm dogs. Sorry, this one gets me because a dog can be loved if they're not full house hunting. That's right. That's all right. She talks about her son. She talks about her son again in the live. And what else does she do? Oh, yeah, it's really interesting. Look at my neighborhood. I live here. This is me. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Vedrana. It's bizarre, isn't it? Cutest Duggar grandkids. When it comes to the kids, I don't like making comments about who is the cutest. They are all adorable, but I just wish they weren't being brainwashed. The same could be said for your kiddo too. Do you worry about insulting Derek and Jill? They are so kind. They are kind of on your side. I think it would be weird if I only made positive comments on anyone. That shows bias. I refuse to be biased in every aspect of Jill's life. I don't agree with their anti-LGBTQ rhetoric, and I hope they do better with the dog. I don't think any reality star expects anyone to support them in all aspects. Joe, listen when you get to the live. She seems irritated that no one asks personal questions. She does sort of, doesn't she? You took 2 headache tablets? Right. That's good. Do you have any more Duggar tea that you haven't shared yet? I know way more about the Duggars and the show than I have ever shared. I don't share everything because some of it's not relevant and too personal. You enjoy these lives or you enjoy her lives? Because you look and sound lighter and brighter lately. Stepping back has been a good change of pace. So this is interesting. She says, 1, I don't have to react. 2, people have a right to talk about me, even if I don't agree with it. 3, I don't watch or listen to what others say about me. 4, I focus on my content and what entertains my subscribers. No, you don't. I've channeled my energy into making my content better. It's not. I take time off work, working out, and I'm finding better work-life balance. Well, on Saturday, you are online. I have the most amazing husband and son, which is why I keep focused so we can have a good life. With Joe and all of you. That's right. It's the only way. So, is Abby part of the IBLP? Have any of the Duggars left? Ginger and Jeremy are not part in the IBLP. Jeremy is a reformist, Calvinist, which stands in opposition to fundamentalism, but they have similar toxic beliefs. It does sound like the response, doesn't it? Would you ever consider moving states? If you could live anywhere, where would you choose? Not now. We have an amazing team of doctors assembled for my son's care that have taken 8 years to create. We are finally at a place where we feel 100% confident in his team. Plus, as much as I get annoyed with things about where I live, his special ed teacher has changed his life in ways I'll never be able to thank her enough for. He's thriving because of her love for helping him. We can nearly get onto the fun stuff. Which Bates kids or spouse do you think has either left or will leave IBLP? Gal Bates is one of the top board members of IBLP. He's one of the leaders of the cult, and the Bates were members of the cult in TN before the IBLP. I don't think they will ever not be in some cult of some kind. The girls are brainwashed. The Bates are phony. People in the IBLP don't like the Bates, and the Bates children have a reputation of thinking they're better than everyone else. According to multiple people I've spoken to, the girls are called mean girls. It's really hard when I actually have to sit and record it on my own, and I'm sitting recording it and I'm going, I can't. I got to do this. I can't do any more of this. This is just getting to me. I'm annoyed. So anyway, we'll leave that. Shaka, man, she can't sacrifice her pride to ensure he gets. Yeah. Because the teacher doesn't treat him like he's incapable of doing anything, unlike his, yeah. Well, that's right. She's fortunate they don't have a thumbs down icon, because there would be a thumbs down. All right. This was, now, I have to tell you, I didn't catch it all. I think I missed some of it, but I've either just missed the first little bit, but this is still 20 minutes worth, 23 minutes worth. There's two 20-minute videos. Yes, she did it twice. The first time it cut off was hilarious. And there's some really cool comments here too. All right, so ready? Everyone got their drinks?
I'm passionately against puppy mills, but I'm also passionately advocating that when you rescue a dog from an area where there's a lot of puppy mills, you have to be really smart about what you're getting into. We've learned a lot. We did not know any of this when we came into this. We didn't know anything to do with dogs' trauma. And we're still dealing with Sweetie's trauma 3 years.
So now you're going to hear about, now you're going to be hearing about her dogs and how traumatized they are. And why they can't do certain things. Oops, I'm in the dark. Bourbon. I think you'll need more than bourbon, Gail. I feel you, sister. I get annoyed so much, not because of her ignorance, but her arrogance. Yes, I know. Like the whole thing about the palace, it was so evident that she didn't know anything about the royal family. You know, and that she'd obviously seen a couple of clips from the Oprah interview, and she's gone, oh, that must be true. I'll run with that. And in the process, yeah, I know that there was probably a section before that, Frank. I didn't get it. But where I actually thought I caught the start of it because it was just an easy start into it. But this is bad enough. I would hate to see what would happen if I got the whole thing. But the thing is, this is what I don't understand, right? She's not making any money from these Instagram lives, right? Oh, sorry, Laura, I forgot. Yeah. Like if this was on YouTube, she would be getting money from it. But apparently all the haters, doesn't she realize that they'll jump across to Insta? I don't know. I don't want to know where Rick's pants are. 2 Laura's in the house. Right, you might need them.
Like she still has trauma. She still will pee on the floor if she sees somebody. She doesn't like when I wear hoods. She's terrified of men that wear baseball caps. She is terrified terrified of the mail trucks.
Well, they don't have anyone come to their house, so why is she peeing on the floor? Like, if people come, well, don't wear hoodies.
Like terrified of garbage cans. So there's just, when you adopt a dog that comes from a rescue or a shelter, you can't just expect it to acclimate into your family. They have to not only recover from the time of transit, from where they came from, being abandoned, being found, and then ending up in the shelter, and then coming to your house. It's just a lot for them.
Sure, I realized later that I didn't scroll up. I hadn't got the comments scrolling, so they'll scroll in a minute. I'm just having coffee because I need coffee.
Willing to work with the dog. You have to be willing to kind of put aside your needs and wants, especially in those first few months. And it's like sweet yip and bark, and she will lunge at people that she doesn't trust because she's like very scared of people, which is something we've had to work on with her very like hard on. She's getting like so much better with people, but it's taken years to get her to a place where she even trusts anyone. Like, once we got Frida, she like attached herself to me, and she doesn't want anybody else. So
she'll go off because people are talking about breeders, and she'll go, I'm not talking about breeders. That's not the topic. I mean, I'm with a cat rescue, and it's interesting because she was talking about the fact that Jill Dillard having this cage thing. We when I get new kittens, they're often kept in the cage or a pet playpen for the first night at least, or the first, and then the cage doors open, and they're then allowed out into the bathroom, and then they're allowed to explore the house because they've got to get used to it. So it's something that, you know. So as I said, I believe Jill Dillard's been working with the vet and the rescue to integrate into their home. It's sad that she feels that she has to be the one. Yeah, that's right. Oh, but she mentioned breeders. I know she did mention breeders. And so when people adopt the kittens, so my kittens go for adoption next Saturday, so I'm hoping that they get adopted. For the first 3 days, I contact them each day to see if everything's okay. Then I go to every second day. Then I go to once a week, and then I ring them once a month. And so in those first 3 days, if there's any issues, we can deal with them. That's just how I do it. And that seems to work. I have had one that did have problems integrating one cat with another cat, but by the third day, we put in some plans in place, and I spoke to the rescue and said, look, this is the problem that they've got, and we worked out a strategy in the plan, and it worked. But so it's about, and if they were a good rescue, they would be checking in and finding out what's going on with their animals. You can. My ones are in hiding at the moment. So, yeah. When they're struggling with a deposit, they cannot have a pet. I was a breeder and research for a woman who could not come up with it. Yep. I've got an uncle and auntie that are pet breeders too. Everything you could, I could. We might see. I don't know. She's just taken the song out of me at the moment. Hello, Michelle K. Hey, Just Brit. Yeah. So anyway, anything you can do, I can do better. Yeah. So, all right.
If you guys want to sit there and talk about breeders, that's fine. I'm not talking about breeders. I'm talking about puppy mills. And if you guys in chat want to fight about breeders, I don't care. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about puppy mills. It's just a lot of work, and I love it. I love our dogs. I feel sad that Sweetie still has trauma. Yeah, and if the shelter knows about their history and they know that there's abuse, don't adopt that dog. If you can't be patient and if you can't provide a loving, safe home, and like the last thing that you should do with a rescue is dump it outside. And
so because Jill showed a picture of them outside with the dog, she's made all these assumptions, correct? I'm a failed foster for snakes, cats, and dogs. It got to the point where strays were turning up. I love animals. He had to go find the straw. There was two. This was the first one that I got. Frank, and then the second one was a Q&A. This is the one where she starts talking about her lawyer, and the stream gets cut. So funny. She has zero idea what she's talking about. As per you, exactly. KJ's making assumptions on a few pics in the time of day. Yes, that's right. But as I said, my grandma always had an outdoor dog. Always had an outside dog, and she had an indoor dog. In fact, a couple of times she had a couple of outside dogs. Why wouldn't you want her dog? Well, that's right.
That's why I get upset about them putting her dog outside, because that dog was not an outside dog. The dog was a house-trained dog. The dog was in a shelter that didn't make the dog sleep outside. The dog has gone through multiple homes now, right? And now the dog doesn't know these people.
Well, how does she know? How does she know the history of the dog? And what's a house-trained dog? Isn't a house-trained dog one that does all their business outside? So that's what you want. Don't you want a house-trained dog? You want a dog that knows to do its business outside? Could you imagine if she did something about me video, she would pay from the Emma Woods. And it does not get that cold in Arkansas. She has no idea of the history. Well, unless she searched it up. Our Great Dane was inside, our Corgi outside. Go figure. It's bizarre, isn't it? We're on the same train of thought. What on earth does she know? She is so presumptuous. My goodness, Jill has had the dog light for 5 minutes. Give her a chance. My dog is house trained, meaning he doesn't pee inside, but he's an outside dog and runs freely in the big backyard. And they've got a big backyard as well. They have a big backyard.
As much as you think you know a dog in the first week, they still don't trust you. It can take months for your rescue dog to bond with you. I remember like just sitting with Sweetie for the first several months and just like hugging her and, you know, just trying to reassure her because she was so scared. And if you've ever had a dog that you're rescuing that's been abused, it's a lot of work, but it's also super rewarding because now Sweetie has the best damn life. Like, we went on a 3.5 mile walk today. She pulls me.
I thought it was Frida that she went on. She said she went up. She didn't say that she and the dogs. She said, but on the video she said before she said it was Frida. Now she's saying it's Sweetie. And the dog seems to be trusting enough to. It's only an older puppy. So my kittens are older kittens, so they're 7-month-olds, which means that the new owners have still got time to train them to do what they need to do. Because as a foster, I tend to spoil them a lot. They probably get away with a lot more than what they may with an owner. If I was rescued into their house, this Sophie. All I've had is rescue dogs, and they're great. She makes it so dramatic, says Billy. If the dog is pulling her on a walk, it's not properly trained. If the dogs were so perfect, they wouldn't be chewing everything. Well, don't forget the Bible and look at that face, by the way, too. She talks like she's Dr. Doolittle. All dogs need food, water, runs, and walks. If you're looking for great dog training, check out Ian Stone, his business. Okay, cool, Frank. Is a burning poppy. I am just astonished how any part of her thinks this is a good door for her to open up, almost like she's trying to stir something up. Go on full Trisha and just cash in while you can. Currently looking at rescue puppies. You're a bad him. Why can't she be happy that they're giving the dog a home? Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I don't understand. Dogs are not rehomed if they're that anxious. They go through many tests, foster homes, before they can be rehomed. That's correct. We have, even with our fosters, we have a 2-week cooling off period. So if it looks like that it's not going to work out, we take them back. So if not, well, they should be. I mean, dogs at least should be able to go outside. Her dogs don't go outside.
Strong. Frida sleeps with us. Sweetie doesn't, and I think this is part of Sweetie's trauma, is that Frida was a puppy that was dumped. Sweetie was an adult that was dumped, and Sweetie does not like to sleep with us. She doesn't like to be near us. She likes to sleep near us, but not on us. She doesn't like to cuddle, but Frida likes to be like on top of us. So, I just don't think that, it's.
Oh, I need to also give you a warning. She's going to talk about their sleeping arrangements soon, and you can't unhear what she says.
I'm going to have a response to, like, please don't put that rescue out, stop. Please bring that doggy inside. If you can't handle that your house is going to get messy, then don't have a dog. If you can't handle that your yard might get dug up, or your toys might get chewed, or they might shed, then just don't get a dog.
Or they're going to eat your Bible, or your homework, or your court filing. You spat your coffee. All right. All right. So someone says, does Frida sleep with you when you sleep with V? You're about to hear the sleeping arrangements, okay? As I said, you can't undo this.
They need you more than a cat. If you want a low maintenance animal, get a cat. If you want a really low maintenance animal, get a fish.
She's never ever had foster. Well, she reckons that all her cats are fosters, because I've had some very traumatized foster cats as well. And they're not easy, particularly when they're adults and they're like 9 years old and they've come from a very horrible household and you've got to try and win their trust. Wait, why should you get a cat? Because apparently they're easy. They're low maintenance, apparently, and they don't suffer trauma like dogs, which I would dispute. I've had some very traumatized cats.
But dogs are literally like children. Frida is the...
So are my kitties. My kitties are like children.
Here, I'll show you. Frida is the neediest dog in the whole world. Frida. You say hi.
They can be ballistic. I had one that I could only ever get hold of if I had to actually throw a towel over them to pick them up. Otherwise, my arms were just covered in scratches. But she was like 10 years old, and she was nasty. But worked on her. She went to the most loving. This young man was looking for a cat and thought he'd adopt an older cat because she took to him, and they are the best of friends. She's one of the cats that have been on their own. That's right. Anyway, I had one called Karma. They're horrible when they attack. Frida was minding her own business. KJ says she's so needy, then calls her over. Exactly. So I should treat my dog. Don't get me wrong, I think Frida is gorgeous, but now she's been exploited for more content. This I do not like. No. Well, remember, didn't she have a go at Jill for doing content above the needs of her puppy? Remember, we read that on Instagram, that she was filming content rather than looking after her doggy. So I'm not really a dog person myself, to be honest. So I have 4 stray cats. Took me months to get them to full at ease and come to us. All of our cats are housebroken too. Yeah. Well, the rescue did want me to take another big old Tom cat, and I said, well, I've got the kittens and I really can't take another one at the moment, but I've had so many traumatized adult cats. It's been good to have kittens for a while because, to be honest with you, they haven't been as much work as the traumatized adults. And I don't have as many scratches on me either.
Come up here. Yeah, Frida has abuse history, but Frida's biggest issues are more like with her socialization. She didn't have proper socialization. No. So Frida sleeps with my husband, but Frida, we trade off because I sleep with my son right now just because he got really sick last year, and I don't know, we just haven't gotten out of this funk. And so Frida will sleep with my husband, and then we sleep with the kittens. And so she loves us, but she doesn't love other people.
So there you go. That's why she's joyfully unavailable, because they don't even sleep in the same bed, in the same room.
Yeah, exactly. This is perfect, Leah. People also fail to understand that pet is a lifetime commitment. The animal may not be all you have, but you are all they have. Exactly. We have 4 cats, and they're all rescues too. But cat rescues are so easy. Honestly, cat rescues are like, cats are so adaptable, and cats are so, they're just like, they're easier to acclimate.
Really? I would beg. I've got scars on my arms that would do, but did she say we haven't got out of this funk? She said funk. Funk. Just like she can't say anything positive about her son, she can't say anything good about the dog other than the trauma. Correct. A properly trained dog should sleep in its own crate or in a dog bed, says the woman who was pinned down. But yes, that's right. A cat's easy. No. Well, it depends. I mean, the kittens were, because they were only 4 weeks old when I got them. They were easy. Or 6 weeks old. I think they'd just come off. They were just on solids. But the older ones, the older ones, oh, they're hard work. I won't want to sleep with her either. It does. Giving her back up the throat. My dog sleeps wherever she wants. Hey, meaningful. Katie, all of our, I don't know whether hers are, but all of the rescue ones get immunizations. They also get desexed as well, because we don't want to have any other little babies running around. And so they're always desexed, vaccinated, and wormed and fleed before they go to the new home. 12 months to adjust to the household, adopted my 30-year-old. I don't know, to get a twin cat literally screams outside. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think cats, the kittens, it's funny, the kitten, since my daughter started feeding the kittens, they like her, when she's downstairs, but every time I go downstairs, they follow me down thinking they're going to get food. My dog and 2 cats sleep in bed with me. I don't care if it's gross. I enjoy cuddles. All my cats are easy and out of my yard. Yeah, so a couple of ones I've had could only be petted on their terms. Yeah, I had one that took 12 months for it to come from under the couch. Every time it took 12 months for that, and I would only know that it was eating because that she was eating because the food was gone in the morning, but she'd only eat at night when we're all asleep. But that took 12 months. I think I had her for nearly 2 years, and then she went to a lovely home. So, and which was really interesting, because she obviously felt an attachment to the person that adopted her, because she actually was very happy to go to that person. She normally didn't like people. So that to me was, hey, that's the person. All right.
Hi. See that? You can see that on her face. Come here. See this right here? Oh, come on. Show your head. Show your head. She likes to get her butt scratched. Jill Dillard leaves her dog outside. They just got a brand new dog. And they're going to have an outdoor dog. And she likes to have her hips scratched. That's like her favorite right here. So if you see that right here, this is the slash that's on her face. It's like a whole chunk of hair that's just missing. So that's from abuse.
It's funny. I had a cat. Yeah, one of the last ones I had. She lived in the wardrobe too. I got a kitten to catch lizards. Oh, wow. I used to cuddle my big ginger cat like a teddy bear. Well, he can't. I don't know. Would you? I would have thought being medically fragile, he would not have. Anyway, I don't really want to go there. I'm overthinking. Just go used to this. Cats like wardrobes. The weirdos. They do, don't they? Like, what do you want? Why are you snuggling and talking to me? You didn't do this yesterday. All right. And there was just there was so much buffering as well, and I thought it was just me. But when I was in a chat, I go into these live chats that we have these live chats that go on when she's live, and they were all complaining that she was buffering.
So if you saw that slash that was on her face, that's from abuse. Like, I don't know who slashed her. I don't know if it's from an animal or if it's from a breeder, but she has like a clear slash. So it's just like a chunk of fur missing, and then like there's a whole like line of fur missing. Frida doesn't have any scars, but Sweetie has scars all over her body. Frida has scars now because she won't leave the cats alone.
I think he's drowning his sorrows. I think. I think Kristen, Rick, he's been awfully quiet. Yeah. I try to save as many strays as I can. Sometimes I lose them, but I save all that I can. Yeah.
The house stop. The double. Yeah. Oh, you have special needs rescue cats. I love that. And dogs. Aww. I love that. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like with rescues, you don't know if they're going to bond with you or not. But she picked me. That's why she's always in my office, because she literally cannot be away from me. Like, she won't sleep with me, but the minute I get, like, she's with me all day.
That's the other thing, is that all of our cats are microchipped as well, and they have the rescue's number on it. So the rescue actually pays for the registration for the new owners as well. So they do a lot to make it as easy as they can for the new owners, which I do like. No, it wasn't a notification from Nate the lawyer. Sorry to just upset you all. I don't know, because I had my Discord. I've turned notifications off for everything, and I'm getting notifications for everything. I've gone through it, and I specifically, because I'm sick of getting notifications, and it was also in do not disturb mode as well. So, so frustrated.
You have bad interaction. Yeah, Sweetie doesn't like men either. She likes my husband, though. She absolutely hates when I wear a hoodie. You have a Sweetie. Oh, you love my staircase. I like having an open staircase. So yeah, that's why I'm passionate about dogs. It's not because I hate Jill Dillard. It's just I'm an animal lover. But I'm also don't support her anti-LGBTQ plus stuff. And if you guys are wondering if Jill and Derek are liberal, you should just go look at Derek's go look at his Twitter likes. You'll see really quick they're not. They're still very conservative. Dogs do for sure. Pick their human. And oh, she's got something in her hair. Oh, I'm sorry. Something from my plate fell onto her.
I know, it's like Frank's just gonna pull that hair out if she keeps twisting. I want to thank Joe and everyone in this chat for being awesome. I wouldn't have the stomach or nerves to watch her by myself. Yeah, that's why we do it as a community. Please give that woman a haircut. It's annoying me. We go playing with the hair again.
7 cat rescues.
All right, so now you're going to hear about her son again because somebody mentions that the dog's got Addison's disease. Now, does anyone remember her son being sick in June? Does anyone, I'm just asking a question, does anyone remember her son being sick in June? Because I want to know what the story was back in June when her son was sick. So why was her son sick, Kim? Do you remember? I don't know. You don't remember what you done yesterday? Neither do I, actually. So does anyone remember? Because she's about to tell you, but somebody else has said that it was a different story. I don't remember why, but he was in hospital. Okay. He was resting. She was on live all the time. She did a live? Really? All right. Well, she's about to tell the story. It might have been. All right, so let's have a look. Right? See if the story is familiar on it. All right?
She does have separation anxiety. She whines if I'm not petting her. She whines if I'm not touching her. Like, you should, every day when I'm trying to film, if I'm like super quiet all day, and then the minute I start to film, I start talking, and she gets jealous, and then she sits and she gets up from the couch, and she comes right over to me, and she goes, right? And if I stop petting her, she's really mellow right now. Like, she might not fight me because she had a long walk today.
Now, I'm going to write, did she say she might not bite me because she had a long walk today? Can I just see if you can pick that up?
She's really mellow right now. Like, she might not fight me because she had a long walk today.
Did she say fight me or bite me?
So, yeah. So I wasn't lying about the puppy mills. I promise. Addison's disease in a dog? Oh my gosh, my son has adrenal insufficiency. That's scary.
Oh, you need it to replay again?
It's
Okay.
scary for me and a mom has separation anxiety. She whines if I'm not petting her. She whines if I'm not touching her. Like, you should, every day when I'm trying to film, if I'm like super quiet all day, and then the minute I sit to film, I start talking, and she gets jealous, and then she sits and she gets up from the couch, and she comes right over to me, and she goes, right? And if I stop petting her, she's really mellow right now. Like, she might not fight me because she had a long walk today.
So here's a question for you. So she says that Frida has to be around her all the time. Then why does Frida sleep with Toad? Why wouldn't Frida be sleeping with her if Frida suffers from separation anxiety? Tell me that, please. Can someone explain that to me? Can someone explain that to me? So she keeps away. It did sound like bite. I thought she said bite. I did think it was bite, Kim. Good question. Yeah. Because if the dog's suffering separation anxiety, then wouldn't the dog be sleeping with her? Sarah loves donuts. You need to check the pin message because you're one of my winners. V doesn't like dogs. True, but that's correct. So why doesn't Todd sleep with V and she sleep with the dog? I don't know. I'm just very confused because the dog can't have separation anxiety if it's not with her at night. Well, that's probably correct, Atticus. Yeah, I won the MacBook, right? Oh, Harrison. So it's the stream that I actually did a stream before. It's called Harrison's, about the winners with Harrison. So yeah, yes, he tried to give away my MacBook. So anyway, all you've got to do, Sarah Loves Donuts, is send me an email so I can work out what your prize is, and well, you can pick your prize. And she really stumbled over the sleeping arrangements question too. Yes, you did. So you can pick your prize, and then I can get it sent to you. She forgets what she lies about. There's so much rule. Can't blame. So anyway, that was just. That sounds hilarious. Yeah. Well, Ballistic, I had 3 prizes that I had scheduled, but he decided he was giving out 5 prizes and tried to give my MacBook away. He tried to also rig the competition. He tried to win it, rig it. And then he said, when we get to 2,000 subs, I'm giving away more prizes. So, so there you go. Oh, if she's judging others for the importance of training your rescue, why is she her dog? Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah. So I wasn't lying about the puppy mills. I promise. Addison's disease in a dog. Oh my gosh, my son has adrenal insufficiency. That's scary. I mean, it's scary for me and a mom with my son, but like he can like sort of tell me how he's feeling now.
Yes, Crescendo. She said Frida sleeps on top of them. Yes, and then changed the story to say, well, actually, he sleeps with her husband. That's correct. So I don't know. I'm very confused. That's very interesting, Laura. There's something funny about to happen. There's something funny that happens towards the end of stream. Though we've still got 8 minutes to go. It happens in the last minute. We've got to get to the last minute.
Feeling though, like a dog can't tell you how they're feeling. That's scary. Addison's disease is a disorder where the body doesn't make any cortisol, and cortisol is this is a natural steroid that your body makes to manage stress and your body's response to stress. And it is the foundational backbone of your immune system. So if your body doesn't have any cortisol in your system, like, you can't fight infections because it's your adrenal glands.
What was annoying me here is that her voice and her sound was out of sync. Never trust someone who doesn't like donuts. I love donuts. I love donuts. I love donuts.
That actually give your immune system the extra boost to fight the infection. So it's really scary when you become ill, when you have Addison's or adrenal insufficiency. Aww. Okay, so one other thing, you guys.
No, that's not me, by the way. That's still playing. Not an absolute. You can have insufficiency without having the cortisol. Oh, come on.
Can I just tell you something? I've been stuck in this, like, stuff with the Royals, right? Because the big interview is coming on tomorrow.
Oh, you haven't.
But then today, did you ever just get into a rabbit hole?
I was going to say, you haven't seen anything. Wait till you see the next one. The next one is like worse. Sarah's names make me hungry. Seen in teen. I should know as well. Look for rescue puppies online who are bad influences. Oh dear, he sounds like a very bright chap. Now I want donuts. So do I, actually. Yeah, her hair's looking thin at every video.
And you're just like, how did I end up in this rabbit hole? And it was like this rabbit hole, this like drama that's happening on YouTube with people that I don't even care about. And I'm listening to the drama play out on YouTube, and all these channels are making videos about it. And I'm listening to this like petty back and forth that's happening between these creators. They're all yelling at each other, and they're all mad at each other, and they're all like, you did this and you did that and you did this, and I'm going to make an exposed video on you. And
somebody remind me to show you the Reddit with her and Trisha Paytas. Someone remind me. All right. So don't let me go without showing you that, because she's commented on Trisha Paytas video, and all Trisha's people just go for her. Oh. Donuts for everyone. Gift cards for donuts. Actually, just
I had this like aha moment, you guys. I was like, this is why, because I was watching it from an outside perspective. I wasn't in the middle of the drama myself. And when I saw it from another perspective where I wasn't part of the drama, I was like, from a subscriber's point of view, this looks so childish. This looks so irresponsible. It looks so unprofessional. It looks so like not what a subscriber would sign up for if they're coming to your channel for like happy, tea or whatever. And then you start making all of your videos about the drama. of course people are going to be upset with you because all you're doing is not delivering with the creator to your viewers what they signed up for.
It's funny that she's talking about this, about watching the video about this drama, and yet all this stuff with Tati, she's not learned a thing. It takes watching a video like to go, I've just had this realization. Really?
So they're coming to your channel and they're not getting what they want, and then you're just bitching and yelling. And it's like,
yes, that's what we've been calling you out for. That's what we've been saying to you.
was finally this moment where I was like, this is what my subscribers were telling me a couple months ago. Like, you just need to stop responding. You just need to focus on yourself. You just need to tune it all out. You need to just ignore it. And I'm like now I get it, because I never looked at it having gone through it now and not seen it on the, so like coming full circle. I don't know if that makes sense, but watching this all play out.
Doesn't any of that make any sense with you? Not giving your subscribers what you pay for. Exactly. And so she's got a whole channel that she's not doing anything on it. Did she? That's what she's saying. She said she heard it. That's what she said. She can't give up blocking people, though. That's true.
Seeing the reactions of the creators, seeing the pettiness, and I'm like, okay, this is right. This is why I'm happy on my little corner of YouTube, and why I'm going to stay out of all this kind of stuff. So yay. Rascal's watching me. Vaughn has had multiple. It's yeah, they're called adrenal crises.
She was about to go in a little bit more detail, but she stopped. I'm moving to US if you have drive-through donuts. So am I. Drive-through donuts. Imagine that.
Vaughn's had 4. He had one in June. I don't know. He's had several. Yes, the pettiness of these drama videos. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to just stick to doing what we do. And I'm going to be who I am. And
now someone says here, someone says, but you never stay in your corner. You always insert yourself.
Speak up and be opinionated. And when the chatters get distracted or start making things, putting words in my mouth, I'm just going to remember whatever.
And it's funny because you actually see her face change when she reads a critical comment. But you never stay in your corner. You always insert yourself. Watch the face change. Bye, Jackie. Bye.
So, what happens to a human during a crisis with Addison's disease or with the adrenal crisis is your blood sugar will drop. You can get really clammy, unconscious, limp. You can start vomiting. You can get really sweaty. Your body temperature can drop.
So she's changing the she's changing the topic, hoping that no one notices. Dr. KJ, yeah. I signed up for free birthday club and got a free dozen glazed donuts. No persistent. Wow, great. I mean this seriously, but her hairline is moving back. She looks so irritated. Yes, well, she just read a negative comment. She's a doctor now.
You will go into, if you're not treated, kidney failure, liver failure. So all of that is sort of interconnected. But if you don't stop it, you'll die. That's why it looks like kidney and liver failure, because if you don't get medicine, you die from it. It's scary. It's a scary disease.
Okay, so now there's a question here. Did you ever do that interview with what it was New York Magazine that you spoke about recently? This is where it gets very interesting, and we've got 2 minutes to go, but this is gold. Like this is going to excite you. So guys, get on the edge of your seat because you've got to watch this answer. This is great.
You do have to get to a place where you just don't care anymore, for sure.
But we're not at that just yet.
I don't always insert myself. I'll speak on things if I feel like the need to speak out, but I don't insert myself. I have zero interest in being involved in other people's drama.
No, because she's got so much of her own. It is important. Free donuts for nothing. I know, I'm there. Yeah, on Sea Edge. Yeah. All right. So the person says yes, you do.
Someone, like if I'm seeing someone get criticized and I've gone through that because of what they've done to me, I might say, yeah, that was my experience, but that's not inserting myself. It is, adrenal crises are so scary. My son almost died from one. It was 3 months. His blood sugar was 7. I don't know why I can't get this piece of hair to like lay down correctly. I didn't blow dry my hair, so it's kind of a mess. I am definitely done with that.
You've got 55 seconds to go. Right.
So like when my son's first adrenal crisis, he like his heart rate plummeted. No, I was supposed to be part of that series that just came out. So you know those Vulture video articles that came out with New York Magazine? I was approached to do that. They asked me to be a part of it. And just with everything that's been going on legally, it just didn't make, like, I could have done it, but I would have had to have, like, it would have included my lawyer. And I just didn't want to, like,
that was it. It ended, and like it was like, come on. Like you got to the good bit. The only bit I wanted to know about was this bit. And so we were joking that somebody had to have plugged. Might wonder whether Todd finally got his girl because she was talking about her lawyer. That's the only bit that I was interested in. So she, in the end, she didn't do that interview. So because I know Trisha Paytas did one, was involved in one. Anyway, that was hilarious, right? Was that fun or was that fun? Let me show you this Reddit thing before we have a commercial break, a Reddit commercial break. That's right, Gail. That was a letdown, wasn't it? It was like you're giving me like you're starting to get me excited. So the article that she was going to do with the New York Vault for the New York Magazine, that the one that she told us she was all doing, was going to have to involve her lawyer. And that's why she didn't do it. Adam read out that Vulture article. She was she? Wow. As I said, it's like, what? Ozzy, I have so many. So do I, Billy. I have so many questions. I wanted to know more. All right. Oh, I wanted to know more. I didn't get what I was looking for. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Went on. She posted something. I'm just trying to get it to load. She posted something on Trisha's. Just trying to make it bigger. On Trisha's page. So viewers sound off. Katie decided to leave a comment on one of Trisha's latest videos. Let's take a look and see what Trisha's viewers had to say. So why did that video end? She didn't end at her hands. I know, and that's what we were saying, that we were thinking somebody had to have pulled the plug. And like we could just, can you just imagine Toad sitting there going, nah. Pulled the internet out. I don't know. All right. So let's see what she had to say. Come on. Next. So she says, I feel secondhand embarrassment for Scott. He looked like a paid minion. And so I'm going to read these. Not you here. Ha, ha, ha. David probably gave him a car for making the video. OMG, I bet he got something really nice. He for sure came off really aggressive for someone not involved in the lawsuit. Girl, don't you have a whole lawsuit to focus on? Aren't you being sued by Tardy? Oh, you're not stalking David DeBrock to make ingestible content. I don't cover this content on my channel. I'm just a spectator. Is this that person who has a lawsuit with Tardy and her husband? Without a crystal ball. That's not what your Twitter page says. I feel embarrassed for you, crystal balls. OMG, not the desperate content creator crawling back to Trish after making a concerning amount of pointless slander videos about her. Bye. OMG, go away. You're not welcome here. Run along and prepare for your lawsuit. Oh, I feel secondhand embarrassment for WOACB. Go somewhere else with your toxic self, please, and thank you. Bye. Go away, WOAB. You're just as bad as the blog squad. Stop. Get some help. Oh, she got some. Yeah, I know. There was some good stuff. Oh, is that right, Dottie? They can only last for an hour. I only had 30 minutes of it, but it was just the timing was brilliant. I just loved it. It was when she started talking about the lawyer. Brown and Toad have the remote. You don't ruin it with logic. Welcome, Dottie. Yeah. So anyway. So why are you commenting here? Don't you have your own issues? Yes, WICB sneaking up on Trish like a dang snake. She needs to keep her toxic self away from Trish. Aren't you the girl who got exposed by Keen? Right, she doesn't realize that she only got so many likes because no one knows who she is. Aren't you being sued? This coming from you, Katie Joy, not you here. Oh, Katie, just know. I feel secondhand embarrassment every time you do a live stream and you talk your usual bull. How the hell can you criticize anyone with the reputation you've got? As you do, you comment so people can see your videos. Go worry about your own legal troubles, hun. LOL, girl, what are you doing here? Why haven't you gone away yet? You don't get to have an opinion on anyone else when you're the horrible type of person you are. without a crystal ball is a freak. Beware of her. She's a Looney Tune. The end. So there you go. I thought she'd ruffle feathers. Look how the tables have turned. Yes, she thought she would. And that's why she was talking about, she was having a whinge, I think yesterday's one, about people, like when she just goes to videos and people take shots at her and everything. Well, that's the video. That's what she was talking about. Oh, dear. I'm still up. I hear my daily joke. Oh, thank you. She's really got to hide as thick as a rhinoceros. Any other people would feel somewhat ashamed to go on social media. No. All right. So here's the second part. So then she came on as if nothing had happened. And she's going to ask talk about questions. Now, I have to tell you, if you're triggered by the R word or the SA word, she does go on to a rant about this. I will try and pause it before it gets to it. So if you need to walk away, then you can. As I said, I'll do my best. But anyway.
I'll say this. I get a
sorry, yes, yeah, that's right. These are questions.
Of tea on the Duggars, but I actually don't share as much as I have. I know a lot more than I think people realize. And a lot of the time I pick and choose when I release.
So now she's trying to find the filter. If you didn't like the one before, Rick, you're not going to like this one. Yeah, it is. And the thing that really, really disappointed me about this is that she could have done a trigger warning. She could have said, look, I'm about to go in on this rant. She goes on this whole rant. She just goes onto this tangent out of nowhere. And if you're not prepared, I wasn't prepared for what she was talking about. Let me just say.
Things. I know a lot of detail. They're relevant, or hold on a second.
I like that one. I wanted that one. I wanted that one. I wanted that one. Only she said yesterday only on YouTube because it stresses her out. That's what she said, but for some reason Instagram's fine. Oh, sorry.
I decided
sorry, I have to take it back now. Sorry, so you can see it all. Thank you for reminding me, Laura.
We'll say this. I get a lot of tea on the Duggars, but I actually don't share as much as I have. I know a lot more than I think people realize. And a lot of the time I pick and choose when I release things. I know a lot of detail. They're relevant, or hold on a second.
That one, I like that one. That's the one I like. That one. I wanted that one. Even that one's okay.
Decide what the relevance of it is. I decide what the relevance.
And that's the filter she sticks with, people. What's your opinion? What do you think? What do you think about that filter? Hello, that one dreamer, by the way. She's had a busy day. I know. I thought she didn't do lots. The filter was a bit much. She needs to keep those money coming in there. And I know. A filter for a serious conversation. Get out, woman. Dominus, hello Claire.
Of it is, oh, I like this filter. What the relevance of it is, if it makes sense, if it's too personal. There's a lot of things I know about the back behind the scenes, and there's just things people will tell me, and then I have to determine like whether or not I'm going to share it or not, and if it's relevant to the story. Just because you know something about someone doesn't mean that it needs to become public knowledge. And I always have to balance that when I share things, and especially with sources. So if a source tells me something, I have to be really careful about if I share something, like, is it something that's already commonly known? Is it something that's really damaging? Is it, you kind of have to weigh those types of things. So there's a lot of things that I know behind the scenes.
So people are saying that it's glitching and the audio is lagging. So who does she think she's a cat? Well, I think so. I think she's wanting to do that's well, and Instagram doesn't have a thumbs down. So everyone's saying that it's glitching and the audio's out of sync. So it's that
I just haven't shared. And I sometimes will wait until I can get maybe substantiating evidence, because sources will say a lot of things. You have to kind of remember that just because someone tells you something, you have to figure out what their motivation is. So I know, I love this. I think it's like a beauty filter. I like the way my eyes look.
Maybe it's been designed by Halo Beauty. Wouldn't that be funny? That'd be hilarious. Sorry, I cracked myself up. But you got to admit that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? She's talking about a beauty filter. Like, it'd be just hilarious if it was a Halo beauty filter.
I can't control the audio. Anyways, I said I'm not doing what's on YouTube. Okay. Anyways, so I just always have to weigh the pros and cons on that. Okay. How come we haven't heard anything from Josiah and Lauren in a really long time? I don't really know. What I do know about Lauren is that she's an introvert. She's very quiet, and she's very, her family is a little bit more socially, they're just not a very social family. And I think that, just my opinion based on what I've learned about Lauren, is that it could just be that, like, she gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I think this happens a lot of times when you have someone that's a quiet person or a reserved person. Like, contrary to popular belief, if you were to meet me in my private life, I'm actually a very reserved person. I am a very, like, if you were to see me out in public, I don't talk a lot. I don't just like strike up conversations with strangers. I a lot of times don't even notice people because I'll be like so focused on whatever.
She doesn't notice people. I'm just going through. Oh. This is so many feeling, but wouldn't it be great if there was a hair filler? Hey, that's true.
Is that I'm doing, and that's just sort of my nature. That's how like a lot of introverts.
Smiley Mama, you won one of the prizes. If you want to check out the pinned post, you have got your prize winner. But welcome. Hello.
Can be, and then it's also very like taxing when you're an introvert to like engage with people. So I think that she just is sort of always an outsider looking in, and I made the so anyways, I think, you know, if you're kind of like that, if you're that kind of person, being in the limelight might be really challenging for her, and she gets a lot of hate. And so part of me just thinks that she just might not post a lot because of all the negativity, and that she's just not, you know, the kind of person that needs to be online as much. Okay, so that's what I don't know about. And then in terms of Josiah, I've been told that he's really intense. He's very wild, I've been told. Very opinionated, very kind of rebellious, and like Lauren's the polar opposite of that. So I don't know that he really does a lot on social media either. So okay. Who's my favorite Fundy? Probably Mariah Platt. I don't like the Bates father at all. I don't like the Bates. So they're on the board of the IVLP.
Okay, so we're heading into this territory now. All right, so if you are triggered by SA and the R word, this is going to start. This is going to start to head into that territory, and I just want to warn you all. Okay. So someone says if you want to keep reporting on the Duggars, you need to actually be accurate.
Any person that's on the board of a cult, I'm not going to be a fan of. Okay. Am I a sports fan? It depends. I played tennis and I was a tennis coach, and I love tennis, but I haven't played in like a couple years. And my husband loves football, but we don't really watch it. I actually stopped watching a lot of professional football once I had a son. And I started learning about concussion.
Oh, okay. So if you like football, if you like American football, or you like any type of contact sport, turn away now, because you're about to you'll get offended. This is how to offend people.
And the injuries that these athletes go through, and it took the fun out of it as I started learning about these athletes, especially professional football players and hockey players that have had so many concussions that their brains develop. I think CTE is what it's called. It's what Aaron Hernandez had, and it leads to a lot of things. It's why you'll see a lot of former professional football players end up like committing suicide, or they end up like on drugs or alcohol, because it's like it can lead to dementia and just really bad stuff. And it's like, in terms of
I take it her son's not ever going to play any sport. Hello, Laurie. I take it she's not going to let her son play any contact sport. Constant looking to the side. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hello, Heidi. You snuck in there.
Like the hopelessness that they feel. So when I started learning about that kind of stuff, it just sort of took the fun out of it for me. Not myself out. Institute of Basic Life Principles breakdown history video soon, please.
Okay, and look who asked that question. Jessie Bear. Right. So again, Brownie sitting next to her at the clock with Belinda Paul. There is, but again, that's, in the Australian rules football, there are players that have got concussion but it doesn't detract from the sport of watching it. That's what I'm just saying. And by the way, I just found the I found the YouTube clip that KJ got all her stuff on the camps, on those teen camps, and it was almost word. The first half of the video was almost word for word.
This is a filter, so this is definitely not me. Did it change the filter changed my mascara. Look at that. It changed my eye color. It did. And it made my nose different. The Institute of Basic Life Principles was founded by Bill Gothard. I can't really, it's a mess, and they have is through their curriculum, which is a homeschooling curriculum called the ATI. And Bill Gothard has never been married. He's never had children. He's decided that he would.
Okay. You're not even shocked. She steals other people's content. And so the other thing is, she's going to get into essay here. So talking about this guy. So if you are triggered by it, please, I'll tell you when it's safe to just mute your sound. And I'll wave. I will wave when when it's over. Okay, so I just want to give you all that warning.
To teach men and women how to be married and how to raise children, even though he's never done any of that. He's very, very sexist, and he created an entire cult mindset that basically allows and enables men to do whatever they want with women. And I believe that Bill Gothard was a sex addict and created all of these rules to serve him so that if he wanted to be a deviant, he could and not get in trouble. He got caught, and a couple years ago, like 34 women came forward and accused Bill Gothard of sexual assault or sexual harassment.
Okay, is everyone doing all right? That's right, she can't be demonetized on Instagram. You're correct there, Frank. All right.
And when that all came out, Gil Bates was named as one of the people that knew about it and was part of, his inner circle of people that kind of covered it all up. And so when you start to talk about like the prevalence of sexual assault and sexual abuse in this cult, it's really obscene. And when Derek Dillard referred to his father-in-law, Jim Bob Duggar, like Jeffrey Epstein, I think there's a reason he said that, because of the deviantness of their belief system around women and sex. So one of the reasons I'm so passionate about exposing this group and speaking out about it is because the Institute of Basic Life Principles is of the belief that a woman is subservient to.
Okay, we still doing all right? Too much, Katie. Sorry, Claire. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That's why I gave you a warning. Yeah. It is inappropriate. Yeah, there was no warning. And that was the thing that really got me, was that there was no warning.
A husband, and that when a man and a wife become man and wife, that the woman has no longer holds authority to her body, that she gives her body to her husband. And so so for instance, a man can rape his wife, and that's, a woman cannot say no. So a woman doesn't have the right to say no in this cult. Yeah, Derek compared Jim Bob to Jeffrey Epstein, and he compared the IBLP to equivalent of Jeffrey Epstein.
Frank says she's speaking on such a serious topic that should have some attention, but she embellishes so much on other things. It's true. This makes me sad. She has no filter. And the other thing, she's got that filter on her face. I can't take her seriously. Wait, what? Now she calls them a group. She calls them cults. Never mind. I spoke to her soon. Here she goes. Michelle Kay says this is not something she should be doing live chat on. No, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you there. I don't think that this is appropriate for a live chat, particularly with no trigger warning.
So I did a really long interview this week with someone who was in the Institute of Basic Life Principles, who was an assistant to Bill Gothard, and who was went to the Alert Academy, knows Josh Duggar, knows the Duggars, knows the Bates, knows all of these people. And you start to realize that the rules in this cult favor the boys over the girls. And
sorry, I don't know what happened to it. Hang on.
Once a man is married, he can do whatever he wants to his wife, and she can't say no.
So I don't know. Do you think that she talks about lives because no one wants to listen to her in her life? Yeah. She should have given the trigger warning whether she spelt it out or not. Correct, Princess Drax. And that's why I make sure that I've given several trigger warnings, because I'm not always, I just thought it was very inappropriate.
Yeah, and it's just really disturbing. Like, sexual assault is not treated the same way there. It's like, yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so one of the things that I learned this week by talking to this guy that was really in deep and like connected to Bill Gothard was I learned a lot about how when I tell you about how the relationships work, I'm not specifically talking about the Duggars. So there's a lot of families in the IBLP that you've never heard of that are way more sadistic than the Duggars, that are way more private and evil, that are way more out there. And dads basically kind of broker their daughters to.
Now she's talking about arranged marriage, which we had a discussion the other night that arranged marriages are still very prevalent in lots of different cultures. So
Family.
In fact, I was telling the story about how I met a lady I worked with a lady who didn't meet her husband until she walked down the aisle because it was an arranged marriage. She didn't need to know who she was going to marry. Her parents organized it. That was Indian. She was Indian, a Hindu wedding. So,
like, your daughter is collateral. So, in a way, because a family approaches you and says, "Can my son, marry your daughter?" And they might not even know each other. So, in BLP, this is how they explained it. Say there's a boy that sees a girl. Now, in the Institute of Basic Life Principles, if you're at the seminars and the workshops, the boys and the girls are not allowed to really have.
Okay, Frank. Yeah, all right. Okay, so that you can't see the messages when they get deleted. Wow.
Interaction together. And so a boy might catch a girl's eye and think she's pretty and just be near her, but they're not allowed to have like conversations privately or anything. You don't know them. You don't know anything about them. And then the only way that you can get to.
That's right, Ballistic. She doesn't understand the difference between arranged or forced. There's a difference, as we know. She's lucky that most people aren't like her, or else she would have been massified by now.
Is by asking your parents if you can court them. And so then your parents will, according to him, pray about it, decide whether or not you can court each other, or you can court her. And then once they make their decision, then they go to the girl's parents and they ask the girl's parents. So the girl's parents would be approached and they would say, "Okay, our son is interested in your daughter. What do you think?" And then the parents would pray about it. And when I mean pray about it, they'll basically say, like, it's God's will. So the girl will have had the boy pray about it, his parents pray about it, and her parents pray about it. And so 5 people have all prayed about this and have all decided it's God's will. And that's why the girls rarely say no.
Yeah, this is like, I can't believe it. I got moderated for saying I sucked all the air bubbles out.
Because they feel like, well, if everyone else feels like this is God's will, it must be my will too. It must be his will for me. And so the girls will end up marrying people they don't know at all. And they don't get to spend any time together. They're always monitored. They don't get to touch. They don't get to hold hands. And in regards to the Duggars are like a stain on the IBLP, from my understanding. Like the most diehard IBLPers don't like the Duggars, from what I'm told. They're not conservative enough.
She doesn't have a respect for anyone, but yeah, that's right. With my experience, I think arranged marriage might have been better. Mine lasted 5 years of hell. Mum and dad's are still going 50 plus years. Yeah. Big flip from WWE. Dominus, I don't want to say this, but I actually had the same thought.
They've let fame get to their heads. They've put and the Institute of Basic Life Principles actually had to, in order for the Duggars to come forward and be like on TV, basically had to like have permission per se by the Institute of Basic Life Principles to film. And so while they don't want people seeking fame, they were okay with the Duggars going public because they felt like it would be a good vehicle for the Duggars to be able to recruit for them. So that's what they do. They're recruiting for their cult. And
so it's now safe to come out. Oh, I didn't wave. It's all safe to come out. For those of you that had your microphone, everything muted. It's Ric Flair. Yeah. You know, I my mind went back to WWE. I went to WWE. Cool. Donuts for everybody. Nice, Kim.
It's scary. And, you know, if you look at the way that they handle sexual abuse and how women can be raped and women can't, you know, and one of the most disturbing things to me about their teachings is that they'll say like a man can do whatever he wants, but if a woman wants her husband to do something, she can't demand him to do it because that would be entitled. So she can't ask her husband to do anything because that would be an attitude of entitlement. It's crazy. So that's why I'm really not into this. Jessa's laugh is annoying. Okay. Oh, and that's another thing is you can't be gay in the IBLP. So if you're gay or if you're part of the LGBTQ+, you can't admit it or you'll go to hell. Like they truly believe that you're going to hell and you can't admit it.
We've only got 3 minutes left of this, people. We're nearly done.
You will lose everything. Your family will shun you. Like when they say that the Duggars would never accept one of their children to be gay, it's 1,000% true. No, a woman cannot tell her husband no, ever. A woman has to do whatever her husband wants. Like the man gets to have time to himself. The man, women can't work. They're supposed to stay home. They're supposed to be submissive. They're not supposed to speak back. And then when you get into the child abuse aspect of it, training up the child and using rods on children and beating children is not abnormal in this cult.
Oh, yeah, you need more therapy, yeah. She doesn't leave anything for a conversation. What she says is all that matters in her mind. That's right. This all sounds like Toad's life. Such a lie. What she's saying, a woman can't say no. That's total baloney. That's right. Gentlemen, you may want to cover your ears because she's going to talk about some women's stuff in a minute.
It's scary. Yeah, and even if you're on your cycle, though, even if you're on your cycle, you can still find ways to pleasure him. It literally says that in the Institute of Basic Life Principles on Marriage and Sexuality. Like, you get no breaks. Even if you're on your period, you can find a way to please your husband if he wants it.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, I did warn you. Well, that's right. We had this discussion the other week about SA and everything, and there's just no filter at the moment. But she's joyfully unavailable, though. That's the whole thing, what she's saying about.
It's the only time you get breaks. They can't be gay, so they have to stuff it down. So they either have to pretend and get married and just live a life where they're married, or they have to be celibate. But here's something I know about the Duggars that I haven't told you guys. A lot of the boys are known in circles to not be pure.
The boys are not pure. There you go. You've heard it here first. I don't drink it. They are in separate bedrooms. Toadie's pleasured. Well, Toad sleeps with Frida. What she said. Oh, dear. That's true. The only other place you'd find that is in the Muslim religion, I believe, is similar. Tonight, especially, she's really pushing my buttons. Pure, yes. So can we get that? Just how does anyone know what the sexuality unless the person themselves reveal that? Correct, Christine.
Like, someone told me a couple days ago that they don't think that Justin's kiss with Claire was the first time he's kissed a girl because they'd seen him go off in cars alone with girls a lot.
Oh dear, he went off in a car alone with girls. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I was going to say about the victim. Belinda was sharing about the IBL pedal, and I've been dealing with some Muslim women who share a very similar experience to what she's saying, the IBLPs. So. KJ knows everybody's sexuality. That's right. Well, she said that about Jana as well. I should just. No, that's a filter, I believe. Yeah, I'm sorry that the YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube's deleting comments. KJ should be happy about that, since at Justin's age, should be, according to her, that's right.
A lot of the other older kids, boys, like Jim Bob doesn't have rules for his boys and allows the boys to go out and be alone with girls, but the girls cannot be alone with boys ever. So a lot of the boys, according to like multiple people I've talked to, have done a lot more stuff with girls than they would let you, like they would lead you to believe. Yes, it's in their book of rules. So, like, a woman can't, ever.
There you go. That also went early as well. So anyway, they were the 2 Instagram lives that she did today. So, as I said, I apologize to anyone that got triggered on that. That wasn't the intent. That was pretty... Hell, you can use KJ's for hello, Rock Chick. I know I gave the warnings. I felt I had to give warnings. I didn't think it was fair. How come YouTube is deleting comments and that KJ breaks on? I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find out what's going on. See if I can pull up Facebook. Yes, I did. So she said that she is only doing Instagram lives, which, as I said, I'm finding it very hard to believe because there's no money to be made on Instagram. However, she doesn't have to filter. See, we all can get along. We're adults. Yeah, of course we are. You will. That's right, Crescendo. You will find every religion has a group of... Yeah. And that's why you can't put everybody in the same basket as each other, because you're always going to have the extreme. My daughter and son said their first kiss for the wedding date was just what they chose to do. My daughter wasn't raised to feel that way. That's nice, Kim. Okay, I've got some comments that I can review. But yeah, that's about all that I can do. Adults discussing. Yeah, she did read on her Twitter that she was telling everyone to cancel Dr. Phil. She was. Adulting is for adults. I know, but sometimes I don't like adulting. Up early, we've been on for 2 hours. We have. Yeah, adulting is so overrated. Actually, I'm thinking about changing my intro to it's my live stream and I'll sing if I want to. as my intro. It's my live stream and I'll sing if I want to. Sing if I want to. Sing if I want to. You would sing too. Eat fair. Oh, wouldn't that be great? So I am Peter Pan. I refuse to go up. I don't go. Oh, cool. That's very good, Kim. So this next week I've got 2 big assignments due. I've got my first arrangement. So I actually have to have my somewhere over a rainbow arrangement scored this week. And I've got my project proposal due this week or next Sunday. Today I had to do a recording for the virtual ensemble I'm in, and yeah, it's just really busy at the moment. It's nearly bedtime for us Aussies. It's 11:21 here. So, and there's 143 people on. So on Thursday will be the second update of the arrangement. And I was thinking, as an adult 16, Heidi, the same thing. I used to always want to grow up, and then now that I'm here, it's not that it's cracked up to be. Yeah, so the thing is, I know what I want to do in my head, but I've actually got to write it out now so that it can be understood. It's 12:21 p.m. in the UK. Time zones are weird. So Thursdays when I have my singing lessons. So hopefully we can arrange it. And so I'm going to give the score to my singing teacher. So hopefully we can sort it out. But as I said, it'll be recorded as part of the project. So it will be on here for you all. And I also had to cut a little bit of it off to send to the music teachers. Some going to bed, some waking up, some the other day. All right, it's great. It's really good. And I got an email from YouTube to say my monetization was approved. However, it's still got to wait for the next step. Ballistic, it's Sunday night. We're Sunday. We're about to go to bed on Sunday. Yes, so Sunday. The 17th is when the next one's due. That's the response to Brown staying on as a lawyer. And in case you don't know, Monday is International Women's Day, so expect a pile of posts about women supporting women on Monday. Just giving you the heads up. Well, Mr. B doesn't have to respond. Doesn't need to respond to anything. He's done all the filing. It's Mr. Saltsy that gets to do it. That was a filter that she was wearing. That's right. Yes, it's a public. Well, it's interesting because it's a public holiday here too in Victoria, but the universities, are all operating. So I got classes tomorrow. Yeah, I think so. And it's interesting because apparently the Queen's doing a Commonwealth Day speech, and the UK media says that she scheduled it before the interview. But I think from memory that all her dates are planned well in advance. So when it was all booked, they wouldn't have known. Is it March 11? Okay. Doesn't make sense, no. So I thought, no, he doesn't need to do it. He doesn't do anything now because he hasn't filed any. He hasn't. He filed the motion because they wanted. The motion was for an oral argument. There's no point writing any more stuff down if they're going to argue it in front of the judge. So 7 a.m. in Michigan. Michigan. So there's no more filings at this time from Brown no, sorry. I shouldn't say that. There are no expected filings from Brown at this time, but who knows what's going to happen? Because remember, he's filed 5 within a month. So there are no expected filings. So, waiting for a response from Brown saying, please. Yes, that's right. That's what we're waiting for. All right. Yeah, I'm about to head off to bed as well, I think. So check the pinned post to see if you're a winner. We have to do an edit to the Harrison videos, so that is unlisted at the moment. It will be back up soon. And then you can actually watch it again. But yes, Harrison picked the winning numbers. He probably is Smiling Mama. Michelle says, I think Meghan and Harry had any respect for the family. They would not do, especially with the Duke or the family some issues with. Well, from what I understand, the palace did ask if they could get it delayed. But I don't know. My news feed is like my news feed is just popped up, and it doesn't. I don't know whether it's premiered. Oh, was it on tonight? But it looks like that it hasn't gone down. It hasn't gone down very well. So It's interesting. Oh, the Americans might like it, but it doesn't look like that the Australians have liked it. Interesting, isn't it? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah. So ballistic, it will be put back up. I just need to get it. It just needs a little bit of editing. So yeah, and then it will be up. I'm hoping it will be back up sometime during the day. Did Oprah interview air then insta? Is it Monday night? Is it Monday night or is it Sunday night? I couldn't remember. I'm just gonna have a look. I know Channel 9's got it. Sorry, Channel 10's got it. It's 7:30 Monday. So it's just all the all the media outlets are slamming it at the moment, and they reckon it will just any relationship that he had with William is going to be destroyed. But I don't know. Monday night, is it? Yeah. All right. Is it Sunday night in the US? Okay. That makes sense. All right. Good night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow, which is your Sunday night. So if it... All right. Oh, Sunday morning. Way off. But hang on. I know this comment is way off, but she said Frida and we are from the same litter, and they got them as puppies. And she said that a year ago. Oh, did she? Well, that's interesting because she's saying that they're not. It will probably be Fizzer anyway. A lot of them are, aren't they? Like they're hyped up in the media, and then when you get to it, it's like, oh, gee, that was nothing. Yes, so happy International Day, Women's Day Eve. No. All right, I will catch you all later.